Good day everyone, this is Bobby Gonzales. Now, let's discuss what is prostitution, the different types of prostitutions, and its cause and effect. What is prostitution? The term prostitution is popularly used to refer to the trade of sexual services for payment in cash or kind, and so to a form of social interaction that is simultaneously sexual and economic. There are different types of prostitutions. We have the street, escorts, brothels, gigolo, and sex tourism. Let's discuss each types of prostitution. First is street prostitution. It is typically find their customers or are found by their customers somewhere on a street. Then they have a quick act of sex in the customer's car, in an alleyway or other secluded spot, even in a cheap hotel. The next is the escorts. Work for escort agencies, which often advertise heavily in a phone books and own the internet. They may operate of an apartment rented by their agency or come to a client's hotel room or other location. The next type of prostitution is the brothel worker. Brothel workers are establishments specifically dedicated to prostitution, often confined to a special red light district in big cities. The other names for brothel include bordello, whorehouse, cat house, knocking shop, and general houses. The brothel is only legal in the United States. The worker in these brothels pay income tax. Next is sex tourism. Sex tourism involves travel to a particular destination to pursue sexual services. Sex tourism is usually associated with prostitution, although the sex tourism industry also encompasses the search for male brides, sex shows, and sex slavery. Sex tourism is illegal in many countries. Lastly is called gigolo. The victims of these kinds of prostitution is usually a man. They are the man living off the earnings or gift of a woman, especially a younger man supported by an older woman in return for his sexual attentions and companionships. The example of these are called sugar mommy. It is commonly here in the Philippines. The next topic will be continued by my companion, Miss Sharon Prochina.
Hi everyone, I'm Shirin Prochina. Now let us talk about cybersex trafficking. Cybersex trafficking is defined as the live streaming exploitation of children and adults viewed over the internet. When we say exploitation, this refers to the action of treating a person unfairly in order to benefit from their work. Additionally, cybersex trafficking is said to have emerged due to the rise of technology and ease of accessibility to the internet. Next is, let us talk about the causes. Prostitution is given for some causes, such as, first, we have her lack of financial resources. According to ScienceNordic.com, the main reason for prostitution in all groups is money, as money is cited by 85% of the prostitutes. We also have her lack of moral values and whether they lack guidance from their parents or they just lack self-awareness. That resulted to lack of moral values. This is one of the causes of prostitution. Next cause is family disintegration. This refers to the occurrence when family could no longer impart or will play its roles in the upbringing of children. Feelings of abandonment or inferiority could also lead to prostitution, as well as inability to establish satisfying and heterosexual relationship. Meaning, some people just tend to lose interest or is just not satisfied at all with their relationship with the opposite sex would lead to prostitution. And lastly, mental deficiency. Mental deficiency, by definition, is a deficiency in cognitive functioning, specifically intellectual disability. That's it for the causes. Now, let us tackle the effects of prostitution. First is sexual violence and physical assault are the norms for women in all types of prostitution. As we can watch on televisions or social medias, we hear stories about a person, regardless of the gender, being physically abused due to prostitution. This could be because they are no longer respected or the people involved here normally has abusive behaviors. Other effects involve health problems such as exhaustion, viral STDs, vaginal infection, backaches, sleeplessness, and depression. These are just few of the health problems brought by the prostitution. For those who do not know about STDs, it means sexually transmitted diseases pass from one person to another through vaginal, oral, and anal sex. Post-traumatic disorders may also be one of the effects brought by prostitution, and worst of all, prostituted women are at a high risk of being murdered. Aside from its effects, prostitution also have consequences. These consequences involve venereal diseases such as AIDS, vaginal herpes, gonorrhea, etc. Since this activity includes sexual activities, it is inevitable to acquire diseases like this. It may also lead to drug and alcohol addiction. Precipitates mental weakness, which could lead to depressions, and even social rejection. Prostitution could also face consequences such as violation of the law, because the Article 202 of the Philippines Revised Penal Code defines prostitution as a crime only women can commit. For the purpose of this article, women who for money or profit habitually indulge in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct are deemed to be prostitutes. And lastly, this could also lead to unwanted pregnancy that will later on develop to more societal problems. In conclusion, prostitution is the business or practice of providing sexual services to another person in return for payment. The person who receives payment for sexual services is called a prostitute. In its kind of sex worker, and the person who receives such a service is known by a multitude of terms. Considered demeaning, shameful, aberrant way to make a living, leads to umpteen health problems for the prostitute. Human trafficking, lack of respect and dignity. That's it.